All right, so let's talk about a relevant player then, and JT, who is claiming that he wants to be the next Greg Olsen.
Another thing that came out.
Is that outlandish, or is that blasphemy? Is that how do we feel about that? Knowing the legacy and impact that Greg Olsen had with the Carolina Panthers, you know.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with him saying that he wants to bring that kind of impact to Carolina. I think that's a great mindset to have. It's just about, are you going to do it? Like, when you get the opportunities to be a Greg Olsen, are you going to capitalize off those opportunities? I think he has the measurables to do so. I think he has the skill set to do so. But, I mean, we can say what the fuck we want all day, but it's like, when you get the opportunity, are you going to do it? I don't think that's a bad mindset for him to have. Any Carolina Panthers fan should want him to succeed in that way. I don't think that's a crazy thing for him to say.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think that to a certain degree, that's his PR team telling him, you know, we want to kind of play on the heartstrings of the fan base a little bit. We want to get a couple of jersey sales. So, yeah, you might be able to just go out here and say something like that. That's number one. One point of view of it. Another point of view is maybe that's really who he is trying to be. I think he has the potential to do it. Now, obviously, we know that connection with Cam and Greg Olsen was different. Greg Olsen was different as hell for the better part of a decade.
And not to cut you off, that's kind of like really the only solid or valuable option Cam Newton had. As far as
consistently, yes, I agree. Because he had Steve Smith and Jeremy Shockey for a little while. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, we obtained Jeremy Shockey and Greg Olsen the same offseason, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we did.
So he had Steve Smith and Jeremy Shockey for a while. They were gone. Then Kelvin Benjamin came. They were gone. And then fun. Yeah, I mean, then you had Devin Funches. Shout out to
Philly
bro.
Brown.
And I was about to say,
Jericho Cotry.
Yeah, but listen to the niggas that we named. So
I know, exactly.
Like, you're absolutely right. So it's going to be
Armani Edwards.
Yeah. Oh my God, Jesus. It's it's going to be hard to have that impact, in my opinion, based off of what you just said, because we're not in a situation that we were in when Greg Olsen was here.
Yeah,
like we had Greg Olsen, and to be honest, that was it. Now we have Deontay, and we have a first-round pick in Leggett, and we have TMJ, though, we just had a conversation about him. We have Adam Thielen, right? So the ball is going to get spread around a little bit more than it was when Greg Olsen was here, but I'm not mad at it. Cool. If that's the kind of impact you want to have, I would love that. That's what we need. That's what we believed Hayden Hurst was coming in here to do. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be blasphemous and say I ever believe Greg Olsen or Hayden Hurst was going to be Greg Olsen, but I believe that he was going to be a reliable target for a young quarterback because that's how it was presented to me. Did he come up short? Absolutely. But cool. I'm with it. If that's how you feel, then ball out. And I know that we're going to be using him in a bunch of different ways. That's another thing. He's going to have a lot of opportunities to make that impact if that's what he believes he can be. And if you turn on the college tape, I don't really hate it. I don't, because he's a dog to me.
I hate it.
Why is that?
I hate it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like when players come out and be like, they try to compare themselves to greats of the past. Like, for me personally, it's one of those things. Like, I want you to go out. I don't want you to be Greg Olsen. I don't want you to say. I don't want the first thing out of your mouth to be like, yeah, I'm here to be Greg Olsen. I'm here to be the next. I want to be the next Greg Olsen. I don't want you to be the next Greg Olsen. I want you to be the next JT. I want you to be better than Greg Olsen. I want more from you than what we got from Greg Olsen. Like, I don't want you to set a bar for yourself. Like, right now, you haven't stepped foot on the field. You haven't stepped foot in an NFL game. The ceiling, we don't even know where your ceiling is, so don't limit it to Greg Olsen. Not all due respect. Greg Olsen was a phenomenal player.
That's a great point.
Hall of Fame player. Love Greg Olsen. Fan favorite for sure. But, bro, don't do that. Don't step on the field and be like, I want to be the next JT.
What if his floor is
do
Greg
what
Olsen?
you can do?
What if he wants his floor to be Greg Olsen, though?
Then say that. Say I want my floor to be Greg Olsen.
But he was talking more about the impact.
Yeah, that's
what
I think
he never really said, I want to be the next Greg. Oh, he just said, I mean, from an impact standpoint, I want to be like Greg Olsen. And I believe that I can offer what Greg Olsen offers.
I don't want that. I want you to be the next JT. Be your own man. Like, we're not the 2015, and that's where I think another thing, this is just a gripe of mine with, like, NFL teams in general. Don't try to be like an NFL. Don't try to be the steel curtain. Don't try to be the 85 Bears. Don't try to be the doomsday defense. Don't try to be the 49ers of the 80s, 90s, whenever they were good. Don't try to. Those teams were those teams in that era. Be a new team. Be great in this era. Be the 2024 Carolina Panthers. Be the great right now while you're here. Make your impact. Make your name. That's just how I feel about it personally. I don't want them coming in comparing themselves to legends of the past. That would be like Bryce Young coming in and be like, yeah, I want to have the impact Cam Newton had.
I mean,
exactly. Now think about that.
Yeah,
exactly.
but you
That's
said
insane.
that you said that to get a reaction out of him
But
because we know how he feels
but
about.
that's how it comes off in my head.
said a word.
I think
I haven't said a word.
That's how it comes across in my head.
I think
when
both
I
can
hear
be
I think
true.
that's a valuable point.
Yeah, I just think both can be true. I think that he can want to have the same impact as Greg Olsen and still want to be better than him. I think both can be true.
Has Jonathan Brooks come out and say, yeah, I want to be the next Jonathan Stewart?
I mean, because he probably shouldn't even be here.
Yeah, I want to be the next D'Angelo Williams.
He shouldn't even be here. That's another conversation for another day.
But you are a hater, bro. That shit is sick.
How?
You
want him
Xavier
to-
Legette.
would
I
you
want to
like
be
to-
the next Steve Smith. No. Now, if Xavier Legette came in and said he want to be the next Steve Smith, hung out to dry. That's blasphemy.
No,
That's
I don't
blasphemy.
think so.
That's
I
blasphemy.
think
That's
you're
blasphemy
taking-
for
I
you
think
to
you're
walk
taking
in here as a fucking rookie and be like, I want to be Steve
I
Smith.
don't think so.
Are you insane?
I think you're
Do you know
comprehending
what
it
it
wrong.
takes? Do you know what it takes to be Steve Smith?
I think you're thinking about
Well,
it
you
wrong.
gassed him up, so tell him how he comprehended it wrong. You gassed him up.
I just said it was a valid. I said it was a valuable point, but I also told him already that his point of view is a little bit flawed because for one, he was talking about impact, and I think that he was talking more
About impact
specifically
on the field or in the community?
on the field. Fuck the community. Community be damned. I mean, I don't give a fuck about the community. To be quite frank, if you're on that field winning football games, fuck the community.
I mean, because they're not going to be happy until you win in that anyway.
Exactly. So you can try and do all the turkey drives, all the damn toys for tots.
Because we seen it with bro. And he, man of the year, clip.
Yeah. I mean,
Whatever the
so
fuck
cool.
he was. I don't even know if he was man of the
I
year.
don't think he was man of the year, but
Well-
he got nominated by the team, though, because he was doing a lot. But, yeah, you fucking up on the play calls, you fucking up on the line adjustments. Hey, appreciate your service. Get the fuck out of here. Appreciate it. So I don't know. I mean, like he said, two things can be true. I just don't believe that that's something that we should overreact to. Cool. That's what I would like for you to. I would like to hear that. That's why I said I think it might have been a PR play on his end. Maybe he's calculated enough to realize on his own. It might not have been a PR team. It might have just been him. Like, let's try and get these niggas on my good side off rip.
Well, I hope for his
so
sake that was the play. I hope for his sake that was the play at hand.
And even if that is what you're striving to be, cool. That's what you're striving to be. That's who you're striving to be like. That's fine with me. That's a fucking legend. It's a Hall of Famer. So even if you give me 67, 68% of what he gave me when he was a Carolina Panther, I can live with that. Because I understand what you're trying to achieve. I understand what level you're trying to reach. So cool. I'm not mad at it. Why would I be mad at that? I want you to be like one of them niggas. But I do understand, again, I understand where you're coming from. Be your own man. But I think that's why I said it's kind of misconstrued a little bit.
Be better than Greg Olsen.
Well,
Don't be Greg Olsen. Be fucking better.
And that's asking a lot.
Now, well, let's find out if let's find out if JT is worth it. Let's find out if JT is worth it.
Well, he likes that little segue. He likes that. He like that shit. He just be having a hard on to get that shit off.